What's up, YouTube? So for the past few years I really wanted to start doing videos and stuff, and I never had a decent opportunity until now. I'm kind of, getting set up. I've got my garage, and I just thought I would share a few things that I'm doing. When I built this truck, if any of you can notice, it's actually badged as a D100, which you'll probably see later. This started as a body swap project, and I wanted to make a lot of videos about, what it takes and what I kind of encountered doing it. I didn't get a chance to. I was rushed, and it just didn't work out. But this is like the first of 2018, so I thought, you know what, I've got a few little projects because probably like a lot of you guys, I get bored, and I just want to do stuff with this thing. I want to work and build on it and make it my own little toy. So I thought I would go through it, show you what I have done to the interior. That's what I'm going to be doing now. We're gonna start probably tearing some of the other stuff out and redoing some things. So most of this right now is audio. Probably boring to some guys. There's my dog, of course. But you know what? It's fun. I always like doing car audio stuff, and it's cold outside. I'm not going to be getting this thing out right now, so I might as well keep it in and redo the interior for like the third time. Let's check it out. So as you can see here, we've got some things laid out. So I'm kind of messing around with door panel stuff. These are little templates that I've drawn up. We'll go through some of that later. Let's see. We'll start. So these are Fosgate Power. These are 5 1/4. Those have previously been in the truck. I like them. They're good speakers, especially. They do more than what this truck's going to allow. But I had these 6 1/2s laying around, components, and I thought, you know what? Let's just do something with those too. I've also got this Kicker 650x4 amp laying around. I thought might as well use it. So we'll go through and I'll explain what's happened already. Alright, now that I've got a little bit of light in here, I'll just show you guys real quick. I've got the 2 Kenwood Exelon Shallow 12s, and I actually really like those subs. For the money, they've been great. The 2 cheap B-Box boxes, those are also fine. They fit in here okay. I think you have to have your seat up 1 notch, but that's it. So originally I had this Prime, and I'm not like crazy about Fosgate, but it is a lot of what I just had. It's what I got. This is a Prime 300x4. It's an okay amp. It's not a heavy hitter, but it did work at the time. I've got it bridged so that it's powering 1 set of components. And then I also had a Power 600x2 amp that actually went out last year. So now it doesn't look right. The wires are everywhere because I've got another amp under the seat that I will be using. But now it doesn't look good. It's, there's stuff everywhere, there's wires, and that's not what I want the interior of this truck to look like. So, well, we're gonna figure out something a little bit. So here's the plan. We're going to replace the 4-channel amp that's in the truck with the 4-channel amp that I have on the table here. So a lot more output, which to me, that said, we're going to be able to run more speakers. So I think before I had 2 in the dash, 2 in each door, and then 2 subs. Now I'm going to be running 4 in each door off of that 4-channel. So I don't really know if I'm going to like it just because of how I'm going to have to do the door panels, but we'll see. I really like that this truck looks, for the most part, stock. So if I don't like it in the end, honestly, I might just change it back. But we're going to see, and I'm going to just kind of video it all and, go with it, see what happens. So let me show you what we have as far as door panel stuff. So here's the door panel situation. In the back, you can see I've got the stock panel. I really like these panels. I liked that, you couldn't tell that there were any speakers behind the doors. You couldn't tell it wasn't just a stock old system, and it sounded really good. Now, just because the other day when I was at a junkyard, I found these older style panels, and they were, cost me nothing. I thought, you know what, let me try to clean these things up, see what I can do with them, maybe have some fun. So that's what I did. Took these, sanded one of them down, painted it, cleaned it all up, and even though it turned out a little bit darker than I really wanted, it's okay, it's not bad. And I think that if I make my own panel for the bottom of the door, I could run whatever speakers, and it could be crazy, and it would be, a fun, honestly, I'm looking for a fun project for the wintertime. I really like messing with audio stuff, and this is just another little step for this. So I'll show you guys what I have here, and that is, I made this cardboard cutout of the door panel. I just kind of, put it up there, started tracing around it, cut it to fit. Had to mess with it for a second, but then I also bought this cheap piece of shit, like Luan board, and I think, as much as I plan on covering this, I think it'll be just fine. So this is kind of what we're looking at, except for upside down. So actually it will be, ooh, probably can't even see that. Actually the tweeters are going to be on top. So it's going to be more like that. But that's just the layout that I have now. Just for a test fit. We put it up there, it looks good. So I'm going to cut this out and maybe get an idea of what this is going to look like up there with the door. But I've got a lot of stuff to do before I can get to that. So here's my new door panel situation. I actually cut this piece of cardboard out up against the door, just kind of test fit it, see what it looks like. I thought it was decent. This is the layout that I'm kind of going for as far as a 6.5, 5 1/4, 2 tweeters, except for it will be flipped up like that. So this is actually kind of mirrored backwards. So I'm going to cut it out of this and see what happens. Might get to put it up there today, test it out. I also need to figure out my amp situation, because now the problem is that this amp in particular won't fit in between the board that the sub boxes are on. It's not going to fit there. So I think what I'm going to do is redo that whole board, put all of the, you can see here, I'm going to move this. You can see the crossovers are in here. I'm going to have another set of crossovers, so I can just mount those in there. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to find a weird way to mount these amps under the seat. That might be a bit of a challenge. There's not a whole lot of room in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think that's it for now. And we'll get back to this later. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got the sub box and all that crap out. Got the other amp out, and this is a nightmare. Just a mess. Because I did this years ago. It was when I was really first starting to get into it. And I mean, really just started pulling shit out, so it's not going to look good anyway. But maybe I can clean up some of this stuff. Maybe get that to sit down a little bit better. But what I realized is that maybe I shouldn't even be doing this right now, because what if I don't even like the door panels and the way that they look? Then all of this is just, stupid, and I'm doing it for no reason. So I think what I'm going to do is start focusing on cutting this out, get my door panel going. I need to find some fake leather or something black to wrap this paneling once I get it all cut out, and maybe I can go from there. But I need to at least start doing panels and get my other panel mounted in there and see what I think about it. Because if I'm not gonna run thanks dog, if I'm not gonna run all these speakers and shit, then there's no real reason to even run that other door panel and you know, I need to make sure that I even like it and that I can get this done the way I want it. So I think that's where I'm going to start, or that's where I'm going to continue, is doing that panel, focusing on that, seeing if I can get the other one started, get this panel cleaned up and started so I can start painting and drying it, or painting it and letting it dry. But I'm going to start doing that stuff, and I will show you guys how that goes. Alright, just to show you guys, we've got the one of the old door panels that I haven't redone. This thing's dirty, nasty. You can see all the scuffs and stuff from over time. All I did on the last one is I took a little sanding block, a little bit of sanding paper, and I just started sanding down on it, and got it, you know, mostly cleaned up and painted. So I'm going to work on this now, and I'll show you a little bit afterwards. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. A little intro to what's going to be happening here. I'm sorry for the spottiness on taking stuff out and bringing stuff out here, and then door panels and everything. I need to get a little bit more organized on what I'm really doing. In the next video, I think I'm probably going to get this lower door panel cut out, probably wrapped, prepped to fit it to the door, see what we think about the look and the fitment, get it all up there, and I don't know, that'll probably take a little bit of time if we can get that panel done, or both of them done, ready for speakers to go in. I gotta start pulling wire and all kinds of stuff, so we're gonna see how it goes. But I don't have too much more time today to record. My old lady and her full family's coming back here, so I don't really want to be doing it all while they're here. But we'll see how all this goes. I could get this shop cleaned up because my lady might want to park in here. It's been real shitty outside, so I don't know. Until next time, later guys.